Okay, last example. This one is for when a problem asks for a decimal solution. So when you're asked for a decimal, that means you're going to round. You're going to type that radical in your calculator, and it doesn't matter if it's a whole number or not. We'll just keep chugging along. And this is what Mathia had you guys doing. So in this one, already set equal to 0. Check there. So we can go straight to our quadratic formula. Opposite of b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And if I'm going too quick as I write this down, feel free to pause this video. Take a moment to write it down yourself because it helps if you write this as you go. Do not just watch. Write out these examples so you have them to refer back to. So we have it written down. Solve the same way as normal. Do the inside part first. So 6 squared is 36. Minus 4 times 3 is 12. And that's going to send, this is all under our square root. And 36 minus 12 is 24. Another piece down here, 2 times 3 is 6. So this brings us to x equals negative 6 plus or minus square root of 24 all over 6. And this one is our decimal answer. It's like directions would say, round to the nearest tenth. So we plug, regardless, we plug this root 24 into our calculator. And when we type that in, we get 4.89897, so forth, so forth. So we're going to go with round to the nearest tenth. Again, directions will always tell you this clearly. So in this case, the nearest tenth means 2 decimal places. So for here, that would be 8, 9. And I like this example because this is what you do when you have a 9. So this 8 tells us we're rounding up. But when we round 9 up, that turns it into a 0, which actually means this turns in to a 9. Now when it says round to the nearest tenth, we still need to put that 0 there to show it is a rounded answer. So we're now going to rewrite this. X is negative 6 plus or minus. Instead of root 24, we will use our decimal all over 6. And now we need to keep calculating because we want to figure out totally this answer. In order to keep calculating, though, we have to separate out our plus and minus. So we have to separate those roots. We get negative 6 plus 4.9 over 6. Negative 6 minus 4.9 over 6. Finish these up. Negative 6 plus 4.9 is negative 1.1 divided by 6 is negative 1, nope, can't read my screen, negative 0.183 repeating, we're going to nearest tenth. Negative 0.8. And lastly, negative 6 minus 4.9 gives us negative 10.9 over 6. Oops. Making a typo over here on my calculator. Negative 10.9 divided by 6. And that gives us negative 1.816, so that'll round to negative 1.82. And there are your 2 answers. So as you're typing all these into a calculator, on Schoology there is a link to the Desmos Scientific Calculator posted. Use that when it comes to quizzes and tests. That's what you'll be allowed to use. So get used to using that. It does fractions for you. It is easy to see and use, so much better than trying to use your phone to do these complicated equations. Let me know if you have any questions. You guys are working through all of these types of simplifying processes on Delta Math.